Hello, everybody. It's Muriality here once again, and welcome to episode 11 of Let's Browse. Woohoo! Yay! So, back to the normal Thursday, and back to some more suggestions and some figures. So, let's get started. So, we sit and we wait, and then up comes the browser. There's MSC, and we have some suggestions. So, first off, we have Lien again. And Leanne is actually asking for a comparison between these two. So, we're looking at Oboro Muramasa Monohime, and this is basically one of the most owned, most desired, most wished type figures on MFC. And it recently got a recolor and a re-release. So a lot of people were very excited about that. So let's have a look at Monohime. So the original one, she's manufactured by Alter, came out January 18th of 2013, and they were charging 7,800 yen at the time. I'm pretty sure it's gone up. And actually, the original release was July 31st of 2010. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't understand why this figure is so popular. I mean, it's not a bad figure, but it doesn't make me think I must have it. And I know nothing about her. Maybe if I've played the game or whatever, I would be more into it. It is an altar figure, so of course the quality is going to be great. As you can see in like her socks, thigh highs, lots of detail there, like all wrapped up, and lots of detail on her armor and in her hair. And her face, it's an okay face, but like I said, it's not something that tells me buy me. But like I said, I do know this is a very popular figure. It's got lots of accessories, a sword and a scabbard, and a sleeve and some metal twist ties, and we all know how much I hate those. And then she's standing on a little rocky water river base. So yeah, she looks. I mean, she doesn't look bad or anything, but it's not a figure for me. And like I said, I don't understand why it's so popular. But that's just me. So that was the original, and if we compare it to the what did I do? If we compare it to the recolor, so it's looks pretty close to the same. Maybe a little bit darker colors. The stockings look more like weathered. Sword's a little bit different color. If you were holding a excuse me, if you were holding a gun to my head and said pick one of these two, I think I would prefer the original one. These more like darker, subdued colors kind of doesn't look as good, I think. But still, it's a good figure, and the original one I'm sure is going to be very expensive and hard to find. So this is an option for you if you like Monohime. But not for me. So now, that was Lien. Now we have Chalk Crow. Once again. And Chalk Crow was being considerate and only suggested two so as not to overload me. Thank you. So the first one is Silveria Bless, or yes, Silveria Bless from Senjo Novakeria. And yeah, so she is another altar figure, 1/7 scale, came out December 22nd of 2010. MSRP was 9,800 yen. Pretty decent ratings and lots of ratings, so looks like a lot of people own her. So let's look at her. So she has very long legs, big boobs, and she's holding her arm out in this one pose. But she does have a giant, phallic sword as well. And yeah, I'm pretty certain you're going to need a little support. I could be wrong. We'll look at some user pictures to find out for sure. So yeah, nice detailing in the hair. Lots of like a brick pattern on her pants. Nice normal rapier sword. Yeah, I mean she looks okay, but not for me. I'm not the biggest fan of this figure. Honestly, I'm not a fan of this character. I forget what her name is. The main character from Valkyria Chronicles I liked, but I can't remember her name. Alicia Melchiot. I like her a lot better than Silveria. But anyways, the next one that Chakro is asking about is Kanojo from Hokugo Play. 1/7 scale by Kotobukiya. Came out April 2010. MSRP was 7,800 yen. And this one is very unique. Compared to the normal style, like very, very thin legs and long, lanky, and the hair's all over the place, super long. Let's look at her official gallery. And I forgot to look at user pics of Silveria, but oh well. Moving on. Like I said, very, very long, lanky legs and small boobs. And we'll have to see a little bit better picture of her face. The hair is very shiny and smooth. So there's a little bit better of her face. This art style does not speak to me in a good way. So yeah, definitely not a figure for me. Not the biggest fan of it. But as I said, it is a very unique. It is nice to see some things different than what I normally buy. Sometimes you may find something that you like. Unfortunately, this isn't one of those times for me. But hey, if you like her, go find her. Yeah, the face. Yeah, the face actually kind of looks like a guy's face to me. I'm pretty sure this is supposed to be a girl, not a trap. She's got a support rod holding up her hair. Little bit Kotobukiya quality in the hair there. Lots of seam lines and pieces glued on afterwards. A little bit better picture of the face. A very long neck on her. So yeah. Average rating of 8.5, rated 29 times. So yeah, the people that did buy her looks like they like her pretty good. Always have the outliers though. Okay, so that was Chakro's request. So now we have Lord MacN. And Lord MacN actually asked a question. And he asked, if I ever were to stray into Nendroids and start collecting them, would it be Tamamo that did it? So, you know what Tamamo is? Let me tell you what Tamamo is. Tamamo's a frickin' temptress. So, yes, Tamamo, or Caster Extra from Fate Extra, and the Fate series, she has a Nendroid, and it is a cute Nendroid. And if I collected Nendroids, yes, I would buy this one. But luckily, I don't collect Nendroids. But Tamamo is very tempting. And she's tempting me in so many different directions, things that I would never ever normally collect. I mean, like we see here, she's got an Android. She's got a Figma, and I don't like Figmas, but it's frickin' Tamamo, and she is so frickin' cute. But I don't collect Figmas. And then she's got a Beach Queen, and the Beach Queen, a couple years old. Another thing I don't collect. I don't. I don't go under 1/8 scale, and Beach Queens are 1/10, and they're typically not the best quality either. But it's Tamamo, and she is so cute. And then she has a freaking prize figure. And as I said before, I'm not into prize figures, but it's freaking Tamamo, and she is cute, and she's tempting me. And yes, and they're making another Tamamo prize figure, and she is yes, Tamamo. Gotta love Tamamo, but it's prize figure. And then she's got a wall scroll. And I'm really considering buying this, but it's like over $70 for a freaking wall scroll. And but it's Tamamo. In case you can't tell, I love Tamamo, and Tamamo is a freaking temptress. And I almost bought this. It's a freaking 6-inch square cushion, but it's got Tamamo on it. I would never use this. What do you even use a 6-inch pillow for? But it's Tamamo. Did not buy it, but very, very tempting. And she's got a freaking Dakimakura. I mean, come on. Look at her. She is beautiful. She is sexy. She is amazing. Ooh, yes, Tamamo. Tamamo. And if you wanted to go that far, where is it? You can even get her a Dakimakura of her nude. Or, well, showing everything. But, I mean, come on. It's Tamamo. She is amazing. And she is a frickin' temptress. But I'm resisting as much as I can because I only have so much money. But it's Tamamo. So yes, Lord MacN, if I were to stray into the Nendroid territory, Tamamo would be mine. So I hope that answers your question. So now we have Lip. And Lip, she's actually, I think it's a she, could be wrong. They're actually asking which of these three I like the best. So we'll go ahead and look at them. Open it. So the first one is Jam Kuridoberi from Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator. She is 1/7 scale, supposed to come out in August, and MSRP is 14,800 yen. So let's look at her. So she's a happy girl, all smiles. Hair is kind of crazy and going all over the place, and I just noticed that huge loop behind her is her hair. She has a skin-tight top on, showing some big boobs and pert nipples almost. Nice long legs, very thick thighs, very muscular. So yes, Guilty Gear is like a fighting game, so of course she's going to have very muscular legs because I'm sure she's big into kicking asses. Nice general look to her. Not the biggest fan of the way the hair is on the top of her head, but the rest of it looks pretty good. And she has very defined abs that are showing under her shirt. And she has white underwear on that, of course, is showing because the dress does that in games. Yeah, she looks pretty good. Probably not for me, though. I'm not really into Guilty Gear that much. So the next one is Catherine, 1/7 scale, manufactured by Max Factory. Came out January 12th, 2012. MSRP at the time was $7,429. I'm pretty certain she has skyrocketed. Could be wrong, but maybe not skyrocketed, but pretty expensive. compared to the original MSRP. So we'll look at her. So she is putting on her stocking, and she is sitting on some sort of base, and she has boobs, and she has kind of an odd looking face. Not your typical anime face, kind of more of a Western type face. And, of course, drill hair. And there's her box. There's her in the background. Shot of her boobs. Shot of her back. You can see some definition there. Hair has lots of details in it, it looks like, and you can see her bra straps, of course. Yeah, not the biggest fan of the face. Honestly, this figure, I know it's a popular one. A lot of people like her. I think it's because they've played the game or whatever she's from and they're a big fan of it. But the figure, to me, I'm not a fan of it. But, I mean, that's just my opinion. And then the next one that Lip is asking is Sorceress from Dragon's Crown. 1/7 scale by Orchid Seed. Looks like it's still a prototype. So we'll have to look at pictures. And there's only a few painted pictures, so let's look at those. Boom, boom, boom. So, Sorceress obviously has very large boobs and a very large booty and a very small top. Basically, her nipples would be completely exposed. This is just a shelf to rest her boobs on. The skeleton is getting shoved into her cleavage, and so he's having a good time. Lots of details in the hair. Nice shading on the skirt and wrinkles and everything. Lots of details on the staff, and the hat looks good. Oops, didn't want to do that. Wanted to do that. And the face. It's a face. Once again, not your typical anime type face. But yeah, lots of detail. She looks like she's going to turn out, and if you like Sorceress or Dragon's Crown, definitely one for you. Not for me. So to answer Lip's question of which of these figures do I like the best, not Sorceress, not Catherine, so it would have to be Jam. But then again, none of them are for me. But once again, if I had a gun to my head, it would be Jam. So, next we have I'm a life form known as Manual. And he is only asking about one. And I think I've mentioned Hikari before. But yes, this is Takanashi Hikari from Demi-chan wa Kataritai. And I absolutely loved this anime. It was great. Sad to see its ending. And I have this kind of theory going on in my head, but I'm not going to get into it. It's not true, but anyways. Hikari, she is by Kotobukiya, 1/7 scale, coming out in June. Yeah, probably June. MSRP is 9,000 yen, so not a bad price. But the figure, in my opinion, is too simple. But it's Hikari, and she is simple. That's how she dresses. There's no crazy clothing going on. It's just a school uniform, which is a shirt and a brown skirt and brown socks and shoes. And it looks exactly like her. She's got her vampire fang, because if you don't know, she is a vampire. At least that's what they want you to think. Conspiracy, tinfoil hat. But yeah, she is a vampire. She has a clear base with some stuff on it. And yes, definitely a vampire fang. So I love Hikari, but I'm not going to get this figure. Gotta limit myself a little bit. But she was definitely the best of the demis. And she has a bag with lots of, the keychains and stuff on it, the charms, little bat. And if you look, you can see her belly, which is always a good thing. Bellies are awesome. So yeah, that's Hickory. Like I said, it's not a bad figure at all, and it definitely looks like her. It's just the whole, her character design is so simple. This one would, just blend in so much you wouldn't even notice it after a while. That I would think. I could be completely wrong on that though. So that was actually all the suggestions for this week. Of course, I did do a midweek episode, so that kind of makes sense. So I came up with a few of my own again. And these were some that just went up for pre-order the past few days. So the first one is Tomakami Nato from Rokibu. This is the bib version, basically her training outfit version. I do own the Tomoko Bunny version. This one, it's by Plum, 1/7 scale, 9,560 yen. Not a bad price. But this one I feel goes a little too far to the lowly category for me. Just the outfit that she's in. I mean, the bunny outfit's not any better though, but yeah, not the biggest fan of this one. Spats. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of spats in general, so maybe that's why. But you can see how big the ball is compared to her head, and that's like supposed to be a standard size basketball. She is definitely a small girl, which makes sense considering her age. But yeah, probably not for me. I'm content with the Tomoka I already have and my Addy figure. Addy is amazing for a figure. But she looks pretty good still. Like, nice detailing in her hair. And she has that layered effect going on. Loose top on her. And very tight spats. And her shoes look pretty good. And it's like a gym floorboard pattern on the base. So yeah, number 4 looks okay, but not for me. Next one is Ram from ReZero by Good Smile. It's supposed to come out February of next year already. Wow, we're already looking at figures for 2018. MSRP is 8,660 yen, which is not a bad price. Probably because it's Ram and not Rem, and Ram wasn't shoved down our throat for half a season, so she's not as popular. If they had switched places, then Ram would be the popular. What the hell did Milo just do? I have a mess to clean up now. But anyways, yeah, that's Ram. This one matches the Rem figure, which I believe I have talked about before. So she's in her maid uniform. She's got a scowling look on her face and her pink hair. And she's holding a mop and is mopping the brick floor. Maid uniform looks pretty good with the detached sleeves and everything. A nice bow, ruffles all over the place. Nice hair ornaments. And of course, gotta have the thigh highs with a little bit of zitaroki under the dress. So yeah, she looks good. Not a figure for me though. If they made a different Amelia, maybe I would be interested in. Yeah, there is the two sisters together. And the bases are made in such a way that they will fit together. So yeah, if you like Ram, go ahead and get her. If you like Ram, get the whole set. They're not; these ones aren't that expensive, I don't think, unless you wait until the aftermarket. Who knows what's gonna happen then? Now we have another Skahach from Fate Grand Order 1/7 scale by QuestQ. Now, in my experience, Quest makes their figure small, so she's probably going to be closer to 1/8 scale. Just putting that out there. And they're asking 12,840 yen, so a little bit more expensive. Not expensive as the plum figure was, though, and maybe this one will not have the issue with her head falling off. I was hoping this one would, you know, tide me over and keep me from having to take the risk on the plum one, but she didn't get painted until, a couple weeks ago, so, and I wound up buying the plum one. So she's in the back of my mind. Probably not going to get this one just because I have one already. But I do think overall this one does look a little bit better quality. The face is a little bit more bland, though, I think. Of course, she has the big boobs, and she has her lance, and she has the hair and the purple bodysuit with, black trimmings. Looks very sexy. But like I said, the face is a little bit more bland. Not a fan of this mouth. Fan of the boobs, though. And the belly, of course. Gotta have the belly. And she's in a similar pose to the plum one, only this one she's on 1 foot instead of two, and she's not quite leaning back as far, but the lance is in the same position. And the hair's going all over the place. I would say the hair does look better on this one than the plum one. So overall, I would say this looks to be a little bit better quality, and it's a little bit cheaper. Still a pretty expensive figure. I'm just trying to get to some other pictures because they do have like her with a different background, just so you can see a different Photoshop effect too. So I think she looks better in these pictures with the redder background. Everything stands out a little bit more. But I do notice, even in the promo pictures, there are some scratches on her boobs. You can kind of see them a little bit better on this one. Like right there and there and there. And she has very perky nipples underneath her outfit. So yes, that's Skahak. Like I said, back of the brain, maybe, but we'll see. And then we have Addy from Summon Night 3, a 1/5 scale, so pretty big, by Fat Company. Fat. You know what I'm going to say, Fat. It's supposed to come out in October. Fat. They're asking 12,760 yen. Fat. Where's UL? Have to mention her. But yeah, this one looks kind of cool. And she has removable glasses. Doesn't look like UL, but it's a 1/5 scale, so it's actually going to be a pretty big figure. So that price isn't that bad for that size. And like I said, she doesn't look that bad. She's sitting on a barrel, big boobs, and a sculpted sweater type thing, and a cape coat thing going on, and a beret. Very long thigh-high white boots. And, oh, she's got a book behind her. The back view is not as impressive, though. But, I mean, what do you expect when there's a big giant cape in the way of everything else? So, yeah, she looks pretty cool. I'm not going to get this one. But if you like her, yeah, not a horrible price. I think she looks better with her glasses on. So, yeah. So that's Addy. So, yeah, that has been episode 11 of Let's Browse. Hopefully this one went by a little bit quicker and more people will watch it because of that. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Leave your suggestions, leave your comments. Tell me how amazing Tamamo is. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.